Hey guys, welcome back. It's Alex here with Cyber Echo Transportation and Delivery. I wanted to talk to you guys. You know what? I'm actually thinking about changing the channel name again to just Cyber Echo again. Because I'm going to slow down on the company stuff. Anyways, Cyber Echo here. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about getting started in the industry. What my experiences have been so far, and most importantly, what you guys will want to take with you on the road. Now, I know that some companies will give you like a starting care package. When I started with Swift, it was like, I don't know, somewhere between $200 and $400. It was a lot. The convenient part was that they were willing to take it out of your paycheck, weekly, monthly, whatever. I forget what it was, but, and a lot of people said, oh yeah, $20 a paycheck is much better than trying to come up with all this at once. Well, what they don't really know is, you're spending a whole lot more and getting about the same quality. So let's go. For those of you who don't want to hear about my experience and you more want to hear about like what you should bring with you for the first time, I'm going to do that first because that makes a little bit more sense. Because then the people who want to hear about the experience can just, watch the whole video, and those who don't have to. So let's talk about it. So I'm going to kind of go from the sleeper and try to work my way to the front of the truck. And when I say that, I mean what all you should bring with you, tools and all that kind of stuff too. Like I said, some companies provide different things. I personally just went to Walmart and got my own stuff. It's cheaper. And actually, I also ordered a lot on Amazon. If I can wait, I always order on Amazon because it's usually cheaper. But if I need something instant, then I just take a trip to Walmart. Alright, so let's jump into it. Going into the sleeper, you're definitely going to want pillows, and I use blankets. So in the Freightliner Cascadia in the 2017, you get a twin XL bed. So when you go buy sheets or anything like that, twin XL is what you're going to want. If you go just XL, it's going to come up short. If you go twin XL, it'll fit. Now, having said that, I don't really like sheets too much. In wintertime, I like to be a little bit more toasty. So what I did was you can actually see it in the back there a little bit. I apologize for the mess. I haven't gotten a chance to clean out my truck yet. But I bought a queen, small little blanket. And I then also bought a king size, because of the bigger guy that I am, a king size blanket that goes over the top. And I sleep in the middle. And I got myself 2 pillows. The cost for those things, king size blanket was $20. The queen size blanket was somewhere between $15 and $20. And the pillows were $2 a piece at Walmart. I will later be upgrading those. Oh, and they're king size pillows. And the pillowcases were $1 on the Walmart. Not even on rollback. That's just what it was. So that's what I spent on going to sleep. Now, when I make this video, I didn't have a lot of money, so I needed to go with bare minimum essentials. Moving along from the sleeper, to, I guess, the work area / eating quarters. I do not have yet a fridge or a microwave. I have nothing. So I currently am, but after I make this load, I will be going to Utah, I believe, one of our terminals, and they will be installing an inverter for me, doing some oil changes, maintenance, all that. Once I get that stuff, then I'm going to start getting the fridge and the microwave and all that stuff. But in the 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, in the cabinet areas where the refrigerator does go, in my truck, and I'm saying it like that because not all trucks are the same. You want to check and see with yours. I have DC outlets, so I can get a refrigerator, but it's not. I did not start with that, so if you don't have the money, don't feel bad. I am surviving off of truck stop food, which is expensive. Okay, so the quicker you can get that refrigerator, the better. And microwave and all that kind of stuff. But I'm surviving off of that every third day. I try not to eat at the truck stop so often. And canned tamales, Vienna sausages, which they're kind of getting gross. I mean, they kind of already are to begin with, but you know. You can use a microwave in a truck stop, but you will find out fairly quickly. It usually is a long walk from the truck stop all the way to the back to the truck, and not that walking is a bad thing, but sometimes you're outside in a blizzard, or if you're in summer, like blazing heat, and you look at that cup of noodles and you go, is it really worth it? And then you just decide not to eat. It happens after doing a 10, 11 hour day, sometimes even longer, with waiting times and all that stuff. Like the last thing on your mind is going to go get something to eat. So what that means is get yourself some canned food. Got myself some beans, some peaches, all that kind of stuff. Whatever can go in a pantry, go ahead and get. At least if you're doing your initial training, I only brought a week and a half. I wish I had brought more. Having said that, when you're with your trainer, there's two of you. If you're going through a partnership, there's two of you. So coordinate how that goes, because you don't want to overfill the truck either to make it so you can't walk through. Get yourself some pens, and don't go cheap. Splurge a little bit. I like those G2 pens because you're going to be doing some paperwork frequently at every load. So you're going to need some general office supplies. I got myself a folder organizer. It's somewhere up there. But hold on to all your paperwork, your receipts, weight tickets if you need it. But most things are digital. So you don't really need too much. But at least something to hold what we call our trip packs. At the end of every delivery, we have to go ahead and send in all the paperwork. If we got any scale tickets, send those in, receipts, information, the bill lading, etc., all that kind of stuff. So you're going to need some pens, you're going to need an organizer, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Mine was like $2-3 at Walmart. And I even grabbed one a couple of days back from my house, that I had from a long time ago that works actually even better. So, you're going to want some scissors to go in there. And that's more like a good to have. I have a pair and I've only had to use it a couple of times on miscellaneous things, but rather have it not need it than to need it not have it. So, get yourself some of those things. Trying to look to see. I don't see where my hat went. That's a problem because I kind of need that. Okay. We'll talk about that later then. Let's see here. Other supplies that you're going to need for the truck. Gloves for sure. And I have two pair. I have a pair like this where it's just like a workman's kind of glove. And I use that to work on the reefer or sliding my tandems, any work-related kind of thing like that. Sometimes it's just cold and I wear them. But then you're also going to want like a pair of rubber, or I prefer the leather gloves for when you're pumping diesel. Because if that stuff gets on your hands, it burns, it's cold. I know that sounded weird, but the diesel itself chemically burns your skin, and you're wet and it's cold outside. So that's what I mean by that. Packing wise, do an assortment pair of, we'll go into that later on. Get yourself a small, tiny sledgehammer. I believe it's a 3-pound sledgehammer. Reason being is when your tandems get stuck, sometimes you might have to go underneath and pound it out, and it'll become unstuck. And I would say that is kind of a need. Because that can happen to you anytime. That's, some of these things, I'll talk about, you can acquire over time. Like, you don't really need a fridge when you start off. It just makes it nicer and more convenient. But the sledgehammer, you're going to need that. I have a small, inexpensive Master Mechanics set that I keep under the bed because... and there's like a huge compartment under the bed. That way I can install stuff. Or what I more use it for is if I have to work on anything on the truck. But there's not a whole lot of... The nice part of these tractors is the bolts are usually uniformed. So you're not going to have a huge variety, but at least having some sockets is good. Hex, wrenches, stars, that kind of thing. Those are definitely good to have. Let's see here. You got your gloves, your tool. Also a flashlight. Now, what I was trying to find my hat for was, I found out at a truck stop a little clip-on that goes onto your hat. And that works really nice because when you want to go check your trailer or do anything at night, you just click the little button and you got 4 LED lights that are pretty bright, shining for you. So those are definitely tools that you're going to want to go ahead and use right off the bat. Eventually down the line, you can expand into more things, but so far those are things that I've actually needed. Now, going to from tools to the front end of the truck, you're going to definitely want like a car DC charger, okay? Preferably something with multi-slots because, you can charge your phone and other things that take at USB. I would also grab a small little inverter. In fact, so I'm going to get the big inverter. But for the time being, I have a CPAP, and also too, it's not with me, but a laptop. And so I picked up one of these at Walmart for, hey, I paid $9.99 for this. And what it does, for those of you who don't know, it makes it so you have a plug, and then there's some chargers to charge your phone and stuff like that. I'll make a separate video on this cool things to do with the truck, but just so you guys know, for company people, the way how the Freightliner is stocked, you have a couple of DC ports in the front and then a bunch in the back. All the ones in the back will eventually shut off because of the fact that it's made that way so that the battery won't drain all the way. Because you have a few batteries in your truck, and as they go out or need to be recharged, they don't want you to be so drained that you can't start the truck. But the ones in the front, they will not drain the truck all the way, but they're like the life support. So for me, I've got a CPAP. I run that inverter all the way to the back and then plug it in. That way I can sleep uninterrupted, because if I had a choice, I would rather deal with a dead battery than to have no sleep. You know, some people might feel differently, but if you have sleep apnea, you probably understand why that logic makes sense. And for those of you who don't, well, try being sleep deprived for a while. You'll probably change your opinion too. So that inverter, I would say for the $10, that's a need. Because even if you don't have a CPAP machine, if you have a laptop or something like that you would really like to have, for $10, then you can start using stuff. It's not very powerful. It's just the company doesn't like you having a really high-powered inverter that goes directly onto the battery. Now, what I was going to be talking about earlier is I'm going to have a 2,000-watt inverter installed on the truck next week, so that way I can run the microwave, and I'm going to run the fridge off of the inverter, I think. I haven't fully decided that, because it will run a little bit better. Also too, like I said, those inverters will go ahead and shut off. Now, why I told you about the difference between the front and the back, because the more things that you have running while the truck is just sitting, it's going to shut things off. So the refrigerator, if you have it on just the DC in the back, the refrigerator will go ahead and shut off with everything else. Don't worry, don't panic, don't freak out. That's the way how it's designed. That's so that your truck is not dead and you're not stuck in the middle of nowhere. And having worked at the electrical company and being on the road, I've experienced that happen. Just because your refrigerator is shut off doesn't mean that the milk is going to go bad in the fridge, because in theory you're only going to be down for a maximum of 34 hours. If you're teaming, even less than that if you guys do it right. I'll make a video on how to do that right later. So the fridge can be off while you're sitting. don't turn it off, but you know, if everything turns off in the truck, then that's not a big deal. I believe the electric company in Arizona says that a refrigerator can go 19 hours without the food starting to go bad. So you're good there. Also, too, you shouldn't really buy things in vast quantity when you're on the road that goes bad. So, you know, there's that. So, you got your inverters. Let's talk about the front of the truck. You know, you got your chargers that you should bring, DC outlets, clothes. Let's talk about what to pack. I'm a big guy. I sweat a lot, so I bring with me 12 shirts, 12 t-shirts. I bring with me 3 pairs of jeans, 2 pairs of pants, 1 pair of sweatpants, and tennis shoes and boots and plenty of socks. And all that is filled up in a container storage place that's my partner's got the big one, the big closet storage. I agreed to use the small one because he cares, I don't. And he's got more stuff right now, so, you know. And he got the truck technically first, so, you know, he had time to claim it. Oh, and I got a big jacket. I just go straight with the big jacket, the big parka that you see behind me. It's heavy duty, and I think it's below freezing. I put it on in negative 38 degree weather in Nebraska 4 weeks ago, and I was fine. I mean, it was cold, but I was warm enough. Definitely make sure to bring warm clothes. And like I said, a variety, because, you know, just because temperatures, whatever it is for you at home, doesn't mean that it's going to be that way wherever you are. Right now it's raining a lot, and in Arizona it doesn't, so if I just packed accordingly, you know, I'd be screwed. Now, those of you who are seasoned drivers, you already know this, but like I said, this specific video is more geared towards people just getting on the road. And really, that's about it for supplies that you're gonna need. I'm gonna make a video about this later on, but like right now, I did a 34-hour reset. I was bored out of my mind today, actually the last few days, and I wanted to buy a TV, but I don't have the mount set up in here, and company policy says that we're not supposed to drill. So that means I got 2 choices. Either I find a creative alternative, which that's the route I'm thinking I'm going to go, or option number 2, I disobey the rules and I mount a TV. And I'm not new enough for me to want to accept onto that risk, so I'm not going to do that. I don't know that the company will go ahead and install something for me. I kind of treat that as what you see is what you get. If you have it, great. If you don't, you know, tough titties. So, what I'm doing is, if you can see behind me, there's blackout curtains, and those blackout curtains are used for, you know, when you sleep, so that you have no sunlight going through. And you can put them up while you're driving, so that if you have a partner, your partner can sleep. But I found mini projectors, and I specifically found one called the Nebula. I'm doing some research about it. It looks like it's a relatively low-powered unit. Doesn't produce a whole lot of heat. I did hear that it's a little bit on the noisy side, but you know what? In trucking, you're going to find out real quick that noises stop bothering you. If it doesn't, you're going to have a hard time adjusting. But that's what humans do. We adapt. So the nice part is with this, you will, or I will, be able to watch TV, and I also will be purchasing a little separate antenna, because the trucks also come with a TV antenna, but for $10 on Amazon you can get a really high powered antenna. And why do you want to do that? So that you can watch TV on the road. I'm going to use these blackout curtains as the projection screen. I don't know how this is going to work yet, and if it's going to work well, but I'm going to use it for that. And when the truck is stationary, not a problem. I'm trying to find a solution to be able to watch TV while my partner is driving, or I'm driving reverse, and all that kind of stuff. And I have an idea in my head how I want to go ahead and set that up, but I haven't fully figured that out. I'm still doing some more research, so like I said, I'll do an actual video on all this. But yeah, so that's a cool creative solution. I have not seen any other trucker do it. I don't know if that's because nobody else has thought of it, or if because it's a whole shitty idea. The only part where I think it might be shitty is because vibration, the lens might go, like this. But it's mostly going to be for when I do the 34-hour reset. I don't really like to watch a whole lot of TV while I'm doing a 10-hour sleep anyways, because I usually like using that to do whatever, call family, friends, and then go to bed. So, oh, there is one other thing, a headset. Get yourself a nice headset. If you're on a low budget, I found one at Walmart for $39.99. It's a small little Panasonic, clips in your ear. Is it perfect? No. But, sorry, thought someone was going to hit the truck. But it will do what you need it to do. I am going to buy the Blue Parrot. Is it Parrot or Patriot? I think it's Parrot, the Blue Parrot. But it's $150, and that is a need because you do not want to get caught in California. Jesus, this guy drives like a bat out of hell through a damn parking lot. You don't want to be caught driving and talking on the cell phone. That's like a huge ticket, and it's kind of a one and done thing. If you get that ticket, you're fired. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, yeah, you're gone. Because not only do you get the ticket, but the company gets the ticket too. And my understanding is it's way expensive for the company. I remember somebody saying it was like $10,000. Like, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's the guy driving like a bat out of hell through the parking lot back in the trailer. What do you want to bet that his record isn't clean? Anyways, I can't believe I almost forgot that. I think I forgot that because I only have the small little earpiece thingy, and I just haven't gotten around to getting the new one yet. Yeah, that's really about it for this video. I don't have too much. Sorry guys for my head cold. I don't really have personalities coming through on this yet, but yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and stay tuned for more videos to be uploaded. Take care, guys.